how did you solidify partnerships with large organizations like NASA in the early days? Good question. One of the things that is very challenging when you're a small company and you probably don't have a brand yet, and you certainly have limited resources, is how in the world you get big companies, which tend to be very conservative or risk averse, adverse, and they tend to be very slow moving and very bureaucratic. How do you actually get a deal done? I've always applied what I call the sort of stair-step method or the ladder method. When you're small, it is very difficult to go get so if the best deal in the world, and I'll give you an example in our case. Early in Ustream's life, we had the opportunity to we ended up working ultimately with every single presidential candidate of every campaign in 2008. So we powered all of their live broadcasting. From Barack Obama to, we'll see who was on there. Was it John McCain in 08? We covered all of them. And what's interesting is we actually didn't start to you couldn't get Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and McCain up front first. What I did was I started at one of the lower level candidates, which was, I think, Dennis Kucinich. And I took him, and that led to John Edwards, and I took him, and that led to Hillary Clinton. I took them, and that led to Barack Obama. And so one method that I actually like a lot is building that momentum around partnerships. There will be a level of type of quality and size and scale of a partnership you can do as a startup. There are companies that are willing to take risks and experiment with that. And so you need to get those first, and you build that momentum, and you build on top of that, and you go to the next person. You build on top of that, and you go to the next person. That, particularly when if you don't have the relationships to go straight to the top, your brand may not be big enough to go straight to the top. Your product offering may not be as sophisticated enough to go straight to the top. That stair-step method is one that we applied very successfully in leveraging that momentum. Because what I found, particularly when there are partnerships that are in the same space, no one wants to be left behind. So if you can get a deal with one, it adds an element of credibility that they go, okay, so you did this deal with LG. Well, here we are, we're Sony. All right, we will at least take the meeting because you did the deal with LG. And then you get Sony, and then you move on and go get Samsung. So that stair-step approach has worked, I think, very, very successfully for us at Ustream.